Okay, right now I'm reading Prophet Song by Paul Lynde, the Booker Prize winner for 2024. I originally didn't I started it, I got like 20 pages into it and I was like, because it wasn't really grabbing me. But then Hannah lost the plot, put it in I think her favorite books of 2024 video, something like that, and talked really highly of it, and the way that she talked about it was just like made me want to pick it up again. So I did. I'm 75 pages into it and I'm really enjoying it now. It reminds me almost of Leave the World Behind by Rumaan Alam, in the way that like the characters continue to go about their mundane and honestly unimportant tasks, while very impactful or intense societal disruption is happening like just outside their door or even affecting them themselves. And it's so eerie. There's still 200 pages left of this book though, so like I'm really wondering where it's gonna go. I think that why Leave the World Behind worked so well is because like that was its purpose. I don't feel like the eeriness of Prophet Song is its like sole purpose, so I feel like there just like has to be more. I'm sure there's a reason it won the Booker Prize, which was why I picked it up in the first place. I just hope I find the reason. So I'm out on like a personal day. I went and got bagels. I was like, I'm just gonna go buy some little free libraries, and literally look at this house. It's so cute. The mushrooms. Oh my god, they're to die for. The little pink chair and everything. It's so cute. Who are you? This is so cute. Let's see what they got in here. A lot of kids' books and a Hamlet. Okay, I just finished Good Girl, Bad Blood like 2 minutes ago. And I really liked it more than A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, actually. I think it's really interesting how the author very much talks about like the people and the situations that they're in being a result of a failure of like the law or a failure of society, and how that impacts the individual, specifically Pip, like how she is impacted by the police's inability to act, by other people's inability to care, by other people's perceptions of what she should be caring about, right? And all of those things are like being affected because nobody will do anything about, you know, missing people or murder case. Like Pip is basically being forced into traumatic situations that inspire a very uncontrollable rage that she holds within because nobody else is doing anything. And that is anger inducing. I like totally get it. Like I totally feel her. The raw anger in this book was not something that I was expecting, but something that really put this one above the first one for me, because I felt like, one, the dialogue in this was way less cringe. There's still a little bit of cringe, but it was like so much a tolerable level. I was like, thank God. But in this, like, I feel like the character development for Pip specifically was just like, it was really good. I thought it was very well done, and I really enjoyed it, and I am ready to pick up the next one literally right now. Holly Jackson really did the thing, honestly. I'm really happy with how the series ended out. I feel like the second and third novel are so different in tone from the first one. The first one has this like fun, thrilling intensity, but the second two are almost like dark. Like they get quite dark in a lot of different ways eventually, and it's really surprising to see from a YA thriller, but I also do really enjoy that because I think it makes it more realistic. The volatile emotions and the way that she discusses anger, like, it just was good. And I still liked the second book more than this one. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I just liked, I don't know, something about the second book really hit. I loved Pip's internal dialogue and her development throughout the book in such a way that I just felt like that was my favorite one. I love it when I enjoy a popular book recommendation, because that's not always the case. Next I finished Prophet Song by Paul Lynch, and 5 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5, 2 of 5, just because it is definitely a masterpiece of literature. I didn't create a deeply emotional connection with it, which is normally what is required to happen for me to want to make something a 5 out of 5, like the ones that are really close to my heart. It's undeniably an amazing novel that is gripping and does such a good job at its purpose that it set out to do. And there are all these conversations about like choice and making choices when you have opportunities to, even if you may think that they be the bad choices. How there are points in our lives where our governments could potentially take away our choice. It's just like, I'm going to be thinking about this book for so long, because the conversation that it was having about authoritarian rule and living under increasingly authoritarian rule is just so prevalent in everybody's lives these days that, like, it's hard not to get reminded of it when you see certain things happening in the world. So shout out to Hannah Lost the Plot, because she got me to pick that one up again, and I really ended up enjoying it. Okay, I picked up None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell because it was in Katie Coulson's like top one of the top books of 2023, and I kind of hated it. I guess the twist from the very beginning, because like she gives it away in the title. Maybe she's just trying to be clever or something, but like it doesn't come off as clever because I guess the plot twist like 30 pages into the book. So I don't I don't think that one was for me. Which I'm sad because everybody made it sound really good. Okay. Oh well. And I read the most recent Wayward Children's Misladen Parts Half Gnome, and oh my god, I feel like there's kind of this like lull of rising action basically. Like the rising action was really slow and very character dependent, and now things are like, oh, they're so intense and I'm really enjoying it. Like it's been 2 months since the last Wayward Children's book that I got to read, and I like started the audiobook for the newest one, and I just like sat back and I was like, yay, like so happy to be back in that world again and with those characters, because I think that they're so well done and I just appreciate them so much. And Misladen Parts Half Known was a really, really good one. I love it when they go from like world to world to world, and that's like what happened in this one, and it was everything. So I would recommend. I am always recommending that. I finally got a friend to read it, and she loved it just as much as I did, but for like different reasons, and it was really cool to see the reasons why different things stood out to her, because I think that's one of the great things about that series is that there's so many little pieces and parts of being a kid that it can like a lot of different kinds of people can relate to it, I think. Oh, and I read this weird book, I Have the Right to Destroy Myself. The writing like was so good that I wanted to like it so bad, but I just didn't, because it was weirdly paced and I don't think that they executed their purpose quite properly. It kind of felt like there was something that was missing from it almost. It was a really short book, but it just left me feeling really unsatisfied, which was a bummer because I really did enjoy the writing, and the writing just like it still wasn't enough. For Are you ready to feed us? Are you? Are you ready? we're leaving the hot springs, right? And
I'm gonna shoot.
those geese are in our way to get back to the campsite. They're not moving. I bought something just for the cover. For the first time in like literally forever. We Hunt the Flame. I also bought the second one, We Free the Stars, but it's in the other room because this cover is just so stunning. The gold is shiny. Follow this author, Hafsa Fazal, on Instagram, and she is just like the most adorable person ever, so I really wanted to support her and buy her book. And it's only a duology, it's not a trilogy, so I'm going to be completing that very soon. I'm almost finished with Last One to Leave the Room, and now it's good. Now I'm really enjoying it 2 hours before the end of the book, right? Because I'm reading it on audiobook. It only took 8 hours to get here. I just feel like, oh, the concept behind this book is so good that it's a shame that she couldn't execute it properly. There's just a major pacing issue. The way that she builds the world, there's so much time spent on things that we never even get a glimpse of, or things that feel very irrelevant. Obviously, I haven't finished the book, so maybe they're not all completely irrelevant. But they just feel so completely irrelevant. But I'm going to finish that tonight, and hopefully I will enjoy the ending enough to have decided to stick through it. And also, I finished The Priory of the Orange Tree, and I loved it. 4 stars. It's really solid. Not my favorite thing ever, but I thoroughly enjoyed it from front to back. I really loved the romance in it, and I just thought that the setting was really cool and well thought out without being too complicated. And that was a really big, it was the perfect balance of high fantasy and regular fantasy